Alrighty, well, I'm back here at my storage unit again, and I'm sorting out some stuff to go back with me to camp, or to go into the truck. These jigsaw blades, there's a jigsaw there too, and a blow hammer I can use. There's times I've needed one of those, actually. This is a safety thing for if you're working with electricity. It's like a circuit breaker that you run your equipment through. And that way, if there's a problem, if there's a surge or a short or anything like that, it'll cut it off before it gets to the piece of equipment you're using and electrocutes you. So that's kind of a good thing to have. There's a dashboard mounted ignition switch for an old Dodge. I had a lot of old cars back in the day. I'm not sure really which. I'm looking here to see now. See if I can figure out which. Oh no, that's a slot machine. Keychain, but I don't know which. I don't know now which car this is from. But like I say, I had old Dodge Polaras and everything else back in the day, so it'd be from something I had or for something I had. You know, that's when the ignition switch was on the dashboard and you had to reach down and turn it. When I was a little child and I was going to the Perth Daycare Center, my best friend, who was a little boy by the name of Toby, was missing one eye, and his left leg was paralyzed. His left leg was locked up, like his left knee was locked up, and he couldn't bend it. And that was because he had been in a car accident and he had lost an eye, and he had had the key from the car because the ignition switch was on the dashboard. He was riding in the front seat there between his parents on the bench seat, and when the accident happened, he hit the dashboard, and I guess with his knees, and he also slammed into it with his face, and that's how he lost his eye. That'd be maybe a secondary impact, I don't know, but anyway, he ended up with the ignition key buried in his knee, and they had to do some surgeries to extract it, and it buggered his knee up anyway, and his knee was locked up, and all the other kids, or not all the other kids, but a lot of them used to give me a hard time about that, because they'd say that he was a cripple. What would you be doing hanging around with a cripple for? What good is a cripple? They'd say, like, you can't do anything, why would you hang out with him? But I liked Toby. Toby was a good lad. Anyway, and now this thing's uncapped. These syringes, I always had those to oil things up with. I always had a bunch of these so that I could use them for applying alcohol to clean things out. Like if you had a potentiometer and a radio, you know, a volume control, and then it got dust in it, so would it be staticky? You'd shoot a little alcohol into it and then work the control back and forth, and it would work the dust out of it. So that was why I had these anyway. And that, and also for precision oiling, I could put oil in them, and then I could oil, because if you look at that needle there, you can get right into places there, and you can oil things up. I don't know, that rubber might even be stuck to the plastic now. I don't know. Let's see here if it is or not. Oh, no, it's still moving. It was a little sticky, but it moved. Anyway, yeah, an old funnel. This is a brake line flaring tool, and that's a brake line or fuel line, and that's a bending tool. That's to bend your brake line or your fuel line. There's an old set of torches here too. These are quite old, but yeah. Anyway, what I'm looking for though is a drill. And I've got my heat gun. Got some extension cords, got some hole drillers, hole drilling thing. There's an oil filter wrench. That's for removing an oil filter. It's adjustable. It'll expand in or out. Basically what it does is it grabs onto your oil filter. It does. Yep. Anyway, can't really show it very easily there. Snap ring pliers, stuff. Brake spring pliers. From back when I had old cars that I used to keep going. This old hairdryer here is kind of neat. It's actually quite ancient, but I had this if I needed a hairdryer for say for like plastic or whatever, like for adhesives or whatever. Sometimes you need to use a hairdryer to loosen an adhesive or to make an adhesive run again, so that you can stick it back to where it came from. Handy Hannah electric hair dryer. It works. This thing does work. What's it say here? Handy Electric Products Corporation, Whitman, Massachusetts. There you go, eh? Handy Hannah. From the electric hair dryer from the Handy Hannah Products Corporation. There you go. There used to be a chain of hardware stores in Quebec called Handy Andy. There's another one of those really good tire gauges. I already have one of those in the truck though, so I'll leave it there. This has of course come apart because I was because of all the struggling I was doing when it came apart. I'll just take it off for now. This is what I want here. I want to take that with me. Okay, now plunge router, sanding, palm sander, and a grinder, angle grinder. Yeah. Anyway, the jigsaw is the only thing I want to take today. I'll have to put this back now somehow. Hook it on here and get it back here. Bugger. Everything's difficult. Because this cabinet is still in here and in my way, I had to go through all this. I think maybe if I push it right in, maybe let's hook it on one side. There we go. Alright. Now it's back together like it's supposed to be. Yeah. Alright, I should slide it in here. There we go. Yeah. Alright. But I didn't find a drill. It was an electric drill I was looking for. I didn't know if I still had one or not. I couldn't remember if I kept one of my old electric drills, but I guess I didn't. Anyway, this is all stuff that's going to go back with me. That thing could save your life in a pinch. Breaker bar and a magnet there. There's times I've needed this magnet too and I didn't have it, so. Oh, what's in here now? Oh, camera. Oh, this is more lancets for the syringes. Okay, so they can go then in with the syringes again. Yeah. Well, there's a fancy wire stripping tool. That's a lever punch. I was looking for this one time too. I was, and I didn't have it. Maybe I'll take this with me too. Yeah. Alrighty. I wanted to punch another hole in my belt, and I wasn't able to because I was on the Justin Trudeau diet. I was on the Justin Trudeau weight loss plan. I was. Still am, actually. Although I actually eat pretty well for a poor guy, I can't complain. Not legitimately, really. It could be far worse. But I'm not really suffering like some are, although I'm not really doing very well either. No, here, this is what I was looking for before, too. I wanted these because I needed one for my gas can. I'll take these with me, too. Yep. I'm going to have to put this back and everything else. I'm going to take both hands, so I'll cut this off now. We'll see you later.